In this video, I'm going to give you an example of how you can command the subconscious mind to do something for you. And I know this goes against a lot of the things that we've gone over before about persuading and commanding, that you can't command the subconscious mind. But Joseph Murphy actually gives a really good example here of how this actually works and how you can command your subconscious mind to give you things. So we're going to cover that in The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy. This is Chapter 1, Part B, The Duality of Mind. You have only one mind, but your mind possesses two distinctive characteristics. The line of demarcation between the two is well known to all thinking men and women today. The two functions of your mind are essentially unlike. Each is endowed with separate and distinctive attributes and powers. The nomenclature generally used to distinguish the two functions of your mind is as follows: the objective and subjective mind, the conscious and subconscious mind, the waking and sleeping mind, the surface self and the deep self, the voluntary mind and the involuntary mind, the male and the female, and many other terms. You will find these terms as conscious and subconscious, used to represent the dual nature of your mind throughout this book. So basically, the difference between objective and subjective is your 3D reality. What you're conscious of is objective, and what the subconscious mind is aware of is subjective. So subjective is the invisible state. You don't see it. It's subjective. Anything that's objective is your 3D reality. Things that can be seen, they are visible. Subjective is invisible, and the objective is visible. So the conscious and subconscious minds. An excellent way to get acquainted with the two functions of your mind is to look upon your own mind as a garden. You are a gardener, and you are planting seeds or thoughts in your subconscious mind all day long, based on your habitual thinking. As you sow in your subconscious mind, so shall you reap in your body and environment. Begin now to sow thoughts of peace, happiness, right action, goodwill, and prosperity. Things quietly with interest on these qualities and accept them fully in your conscious reasoning mind. Continue to plant these wonderful seeds or thoughts in the garden in your mind. I want to stop there for a second because he pointed this out. Right action. Okay, so you're sowing these thoughts of doing the right things, like throughout the day, objectively. You're doing things throughout the day. You're taking right action when you know something that you're doing is the right thing to do. That is very powerful to impress into the subconscious mind and to create a really good future for you. So I wanted to point that out because a lot of people don't point that out, and I wanted to, because peace, happiness, goodwill, and prosperity, everyone knows about that, but actually taking right action in your 3D world, the objective world, will actually cause a lot of great things to start coming into your life as you impress those right actions into the subconscious mind. So continue to plant these wonderful seeds or thoughts in the garden of your mind, and you will reap a glorious harvest. Your subconscious mind may be likened to the soil, which will grow all kinds of seeds, good or bad. Do men gather grapes or thorns or figs or of thistles? Every thought is therefore a cause, and every condition is an effect. For this reason, it is essential that you take charge of your thoughts so as to bring forth only desirable conditions. And Joseph Murphy gives a really good example that's coming up here of how you can take charge. Actually, a real live event that happened where somebody commanded their subconscious mind to start thinking the right thoughts, right action, peace, happiness, goodwill, and prosperity. So we're going to get into that right now. So when your mind thinks correctly, when you understand the truth, when the thoughts deposited in your subconscious mind are constructive, harmonious, and peaceful, the magic working power of your subconscious will respond and bring about harmonious conditions, agreeable surroundings, and the best of everything. When you begin to control your thought processes, you can apply the powers of your subconscious to any problem or difficulty. In other words, you will actually be consciously cooperating with the infinite power and omnipotent law which governs all things. So look around you wherever you live, and you will notice that the vast majority of mankind lives in the world without, in the objective world. Most people live in the objective world, the visible world. The more enlightened men are intensely interested in the world within, the subjective world, the invisible world, okay? So remember, it is the world within, namely your thoughts, feelings, and imagery, that makes your world without. So just like what Neville Goddard goes over, he's very, very similar here to what Neville Goddard talks about. Your thoughts, the images in your mind are what's creating your outer world. So the subjective world is the real world. There is no objective world without the subjective world being pushed out. So everything is you pushed out subjectively. Subjective world is pushed out and is created to the objective world. So everything is within you. So it is therefore the only creative power, and everything which you find in your world of expression has been created by you in the inner world of your mind, consciously or unconsciously, because you're always picturing something in your imagination. You're always imaging something ahead of itself. And that's what's being created in the objective world, is coming from the subjective world, which you're imaging automatically. And whether whether you know that consciously or unconsciously, it's happening that way. Knowledge of the interaction of your conscious and subconscious mind will enable you to transform your entire life. In order to change external conditions, you must change the cause. Most men try to change conditions and circumstances by working with conditions and circumstances. To remove discord, confusion, lack, and limitation, you must remove the cause. And the cause is the way you are using your conscious mind, your objective mind, in your objective world. So in other words, you are thinking and picturing in your mind. You are living in a fathomless sea of infinite riches. Your subconscious is very sensitive to your thoughts. Your thoughts form the mold or matrix through which the infinite intelligence, wisdom, vital forces, and energies of your subconscious flow. The practical application of the laws of your mind is, as illustrated in the chapter of this book, will cause you to experience abundance for poverty, wisdom for superstition, and ignorance, peace for pain, joy for sadness, light for darkness, harmony for discord, faith and confidence for fear, and success for failure, and freedom from the law of averages. Certainly there can be no more wonderful blessing than these from a mental, emotional, and material standpoint. Most of the great scientists, artists, poets, singers, writers, and inventors have a deep understanding of the workings of the conscious and subconscious mind. Here's the example that he gives right here, the exercise that I'm going to apply and give you a practical application of. One time, Caruso, the great operatic tenor, was struck with stage fright. He said his throat was paralyzed due to spasms caused by intense fear, which constricted the muscles of his throat. Perspiration poured copiously down his face. He was ashamed because in a few minutes he had to go out on the stage, yet he was shaking with fear and trepidation. He said, "They will laugh at me. I can't sing." Then he shouted in the presence of those behind the stage, "The little me wants to strangle the big me within." He said, "The little me, get out of here." So he's commanding his objective self. So he's commanding his subjective self to come out, and he's telling you, like, his little me is the objective self, like his conscious self. And the big me that he refers to is his subconscious mind. So get out of here. The big me wants to sing through me. By the big me, he meant the limitless power and wisdom of his subconscious mind, and he began to shout, "Get out, get out. The big me is going to sing now." So he commanded the subconscious mind, or he commanded his conscious mind, to stop taking control and allow the limitless power and wisdom of his subconscious mind to take control. So his subconscious mind responded, releasing the vital forces within him. When the call came, he walked out on the stage and sang gloriously and majestically, enthralling the audience. It is obvious to you now that Caruso must have understood the two levels of mind, the conscious or rational and the subconscious or irrational level. Your subconscious mind is reactive and responds to the nature of your thoughts. When your conscious mind, the little me, is full of fear, worry, and anxiety, the negative emotions engendered in your subconscious mind, the big me, are released and flood the conscious mind with a sense of panic, foreboding, and despair. When this happens, you can, like Caruso, speak affirmatively and with a deep sense of authority to the irrational emotions generated in your deeper mind as follows: "Be still, be quiet. I am in control. You must obey me. You are subject to my command. You cannot intrude where you do not belong." So this is how you command the subconscious mind to take control. Okay, so this is how you're telling your rational mind to get out of the way and let your irrational mind, which is impersonal mind, which is the subconscious mind, to take control. So it's right here. Be still, be quiet. I am in control. You must obey me. You are subject to my command. You cannot intrude where you do not belong. So you're really not commanding the subconscious mind, yet you're actually instead commanding the conscious mind to allow the subconscious mind to take control. So it is fascinating and intensely interesting to observe how you can speak authoritatively and with conviction to the irrational movement of your deeper self, bringing silence, harmony, and peace to your mind. The subconscious is subject to the conscious mind, and that is why it is called subconscious or subjective. So I want to cover this a little bit better so we completely understand this part of this chapter, because I think this is the most important part, is commanding. Okay, so commanding the conscious mind, you're in the conscious mind, and then you're commanding the subconscious mind to do something. So because the conscious mind has total control over the subconscious mind, so you don't necessarily have to, which I kind of like this, you don't actually have to persuade the subconscious mind. You don't have to trick the subconscious mind. You can actually command it this way by using these sort of affirmations, so to speak, but you're just saying certain statements like be still, be quiet, I am in control of you, because the conscious mind is in control of the subconscious mind. So you're saying, I am in control of you. You must obey me. So, and that's in truth, the objective is in control of the subjective. Even though the subjective, it creates everything, the conscious mind is in control of the subconscious mind. So you can actually do this. So you must obey me. You are subject to my command. You cannot intrude where you do not belong. So you're actually controlling the subconscious mind with your conscious mind, which I really like this, and I think that we can use this. So I'm actually going to experiment with this because I really like this. I'm going to use this very soon, and I'm going to make a video on it about how it was effective as well. So let's move on to this next part here. Outstanding differences and modes of operation. You will perceive the main differences by the following illustrations. The conscious mind is like the navigator or captain at the bridge of a ship. Okay, so he directs the ship. So this is a really good example to help people understand how the subconscious works with the conscious mind. Okay, so the conscious mind is like the navigator. The conscious mind is the navigator or the captain of the ship, basically controlling where it goes. Okay, so he directs the ship and signals orders to men in the engine room, who in turn control all the boilers, instruments, gauges, etc. The men in the engine room do not know where they are going. They follow orders. They would go on the rocks if the man on the bridge issued faulty or wrong instructions based on his findings with the compass, sextant, or the other instruments. The men in the engine room obey him because he is in charge and issues orders which are automatically obeyed. Members of the crew do not talk back to their captain. They simply carry out orders. The captain is the master of his ship, and his decrees or declarations or commands are carried out. Likewise, your conscious mind is the captain and the master of your ship, which represents your body, environment, and all of your affairs. Your subconscious mind takes the orders you give it based upon your conscious mind, what your conscious mind believes and accept as true. So this is a really good example. So you are the captain of your ship, and everyone else that works on your ship that actually runs the engines and controls where it goes, your ship goes, you are in command of that. That's the subconscious mind. So whatever you tell it through your thoughts, your feelings, and your imagery, that's where all of the people controlling the ship are going to move it in those directions. So wherever you're telling it to go. So the captain is the master of the ship. So when you repeatedly say to people, I can't afford it, I can't do this, I can't do that, all these negativity, then your subconscious mind takes you at your word and sees to it that you will not be in the position to purchase what you want. As long as you persist in saying, I can't afford that car, I can't afford that trip to Europe, that home, that fur coat, you can rest assured that your subconscious mind will follow your orders, and you will go through life experiencing the lack of all of these things. So this is very important here. The things that you're saying, the things that you're thinking, that's how you're commanding your ship. So everyone that works on your ship, that's moving it everywhere, you are the captain of your ship. So everyone that's works on your ship, that's controlling the engines, controlling where the ship actually goes, is all based on your thoughts and your imagery and what you're thinking all of the time. and what you're saying inwardly to yourself and even out loud. If you're saying inwardly or out loud or imagining that you can't afford something, then your subconscious mind takes you at your word and sees it that you will not be in the position to purchase what you want. So this is very, very important. Okay, so last Christmas Eve, a beautiful young university student looked at an attractive and rather expensive traveling bag in a store window. She was going home to Buffalo, New York for the holidays. She was about to say, "I can't afford that bag," when she recalled something that she had heard at one of my lectures, which was never finish a negative statement. Reverse it immediately and wonders will happen in your life. She said, "That bag is mine. It is for sale. I accept it mentally and my subconscious sees to it that I receive it." At 8 o'clock Christmas Eve, her fiance presented her with a bag exactly the same as the one she had looked at and mentally identified herself with at 10 o'clock the same morning. She had filled her mind with the thought of expectancy and released the whole thing to her deeper mind, which is the subconscious mind, which has the know-how of accomplishment. This young girl, a student at the University of Southern California, said to me, "I didn't have the money to buy that bag, but now I know where to find money and all the things that I need, and that is in the treasure house of eternity within me." Never finish a negative statement. Reverse it. Another simple illustration is this. When you say, "I do not like mushrooms," and the occasion subsequently comes that you are served mushrooms in sauces or salads, you will get indigestion because your subconscious mind says to you, the boss, your conscious mind or the captain of your ship does not like mushrooms. This is an amusing example of the outstanding differences and modes of operation of your conscious and subconscious minds. A woman may say, "I wake up at 3 o'clock if I drink coffee at night." So whenever she drinks coffee, her subconscious mind nudges her as if to say, the boss wants you to stay awake tonight. So whether or not that coffee is really affecting her, the subconscious mind is going to keep her awake because she says that. She says, "I wake up at 3 o'clock if I drink coffee at night." So even if the coffee wasn't affecting her at that point and keeping her awake, the subconscious mind is now going to keep her awake on its own. So your subconscious mind works 24 hours a day and makes provisions for your benefit, pouring all the fruit of your habitual thinking into your lap. How her subconscious responded. A woman wrote me a few months ago as follows: "I am 75 years old, a widow with a grown family. I was living alone and on a pension. I heard your lectures on the powers of the subconscious mind, wherein you said that ideas could be conveyed to the subconscious mind by repetition, faith, and expectancy. I began to repeat frequently with feeling, I am wanted. I am happily married to a kind, loving, and spiritual-minded man. I am secure. I kept on doing this many times a day for about 2 weeks. And one day at the corner drugstore, I was introduced to a retired pharmacist. I found him to be kind, understanding, and very religious. He was a perfect answer to my prayer. Within a week, he proposed to me, and now we are on our honeymoon in Europe. I know that the intelligence within my subconscious mind brought both of us together in divine order. This woman discovered that the treasure house was within her. Her prayer was felt as true in her heart, and her affirmation sank down by osmosis into her subconscious mind, which is the creative medium. The moment she succeeded in bringing about a subjective embodiment, her subconscious mind brought about the answer through the law of attraction. Her deeper mind, full of wisdom and intelligence, brought both of them together in divine order. Be sure that you think on whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report. If there be any virtue and if there be any praise, think on these things. Philippians chapter 4, verses 8. All right, so we're going to have a brief summary now at the end of this chapter about the ideas that were raised in this chapter that are going to help you succeed in pressing your subconscious mind, using affirmations, and just understanding the difference that you're the captain of your ship, and the subconscious mind is the one that's controlling it, moving it, taking your commands to go left, right, turn around, travel to different places, all based on your own commands. So be very careful of this. So let's cover with enumerated point number 1. The treasure house is within you. Look within for the answer to your heart's desire. 2, The great secret possessed by the great men of all ages was their ability to contact and release the powers of their subconscious mind. You can do the same. Your subconscious has the power to all problems. If you suggest to your subconscious prior to sleep, I want to get up at 6 a.m., it will awaken you at that exact time. Try this. Try this tonight just to test it out for yourself and see how well it works. I want to get up at 6 a.m. or 8 a.m. or 5 a.m. or 4 a.m. Command your subconscious mind to wake you up at that exact time. I've had things like that have happened to me where I needed to wake up at a specific time, and it was so important that I actually was thinking in my mind, I have to wake up at this time. And even though I didn't set an alarm, I always woke up at that exact moment, that exact minute that I was supposed to wake up. My eyes opened, looked at the clock, boom, it was right there. That's the power of the subconscious mind. So, all right, 4, your subconscious mind is the builder of your body and can heal you. Lull yourself to sleep every night with the idea of perfect health, and your subconscious, being your faithful servant, will obey you. Every thought is a cause, and every condition is an effect. 6, if you want to write a book, write a powerful play, give a better talk to your audience, convey the idea lovingly and feelingly to your subconscious mind, and it will respond accordingly. That's actually exactly the methods that I use when I create content, is exactly that, and it works for me every single time. You are like a captain navigating a ship. He must give the right orders, and likewise, you must give the right orders, thoughts, and images to your subconscious mind, which controls and governs all your experiences. I really like that analogy that he gave, that example of the ship. Never use the terms, I can't afford it, or I can't do this. Your subconscious mind takes you at your word, and sees to it that you do not have the money or ability to do what you want to do. Affirm, I can do all things through the power of my subconscious mind. 9, the law of life is the law of belief. A belief is a thought in your mind. Do not believe in things to harm or hurt you. Believe in the power of your subconscious to heal, inspire, strengthen, and prosper you. According to your beliefs, it is done unto you. 10, change your thoughts and change your destiny. Okay, so there were so many important parts in this chapter, and then I think there's 3 of them that are really, really important that you can start applying in your life right now. And that's commanding the subconscious mind, like we went over in the beginning. Command your subconscious mind, just like the example that Joseph Murphy gave. You can actually command your subconscious mind to do something. Instead of trying to persuade it, you can actually command it. I have command over you. I have command over you. You must do what I say. And I think that's one of the most powerful parts about this chapter. And also right here, never use the terms, I can't afford it, or I can't do this. That is another really, really important. So reverse that. If you catch yourself and you're being conscious of your thoughts and the things that you're saying, just stop saying those. You may not see results right away, but eventually, and it might even happen quickly, you'll start to see big changes in your life. Just like the example that he gave, the testimonial that he gave, that she did that when she was trying to accomplish something or get a gift from someone, or she was trying to purchase something. She actually got it that same exact night, but she changed and reversed her thinking. So whenever you catch yourself, if you say, I can't afford that, or you're about to say that, change it. Do something different with your mind. Say, I can't afford that. Rather, just say, I can afford that. I can have that. If I want that, I can have that. I can get that. No problem. You can reverse it that way. And also, I love the example that he gave with the ship and the conscious mind and the subconscious mind, how you're the captain of the ship. You're the captain of the ship, and all of your thoughts and all of the images in your mind and your feeling states are commanding, where your ship goes, from your staff that works on your ship, that's actually running the engines and where it turns and where it goes. You have command over all of this. So be very careful of your thoughts, your moods, your inner talking, and be very conscious of your feeling states and the images that are coming in your mind. And reverse it. If something negative comes in your mind, reverse it. Affirm it. Command the subconscious mind. All right, guys, that's the end of this video. We'll be getting into the chapter 2 next, which is how your own mind works. All right, guys, that's the end of this video. Don't forget to give me one thing you are grateful for, or any other content you would like me to cover or look over. Put that in the comment box below, or any success stories. And I'm going to put a card on the screen to some affirmations that I just made, 45 affirmations that are actually fall right along the same lines as what we just went over in this chapter. So click on that, listen to that, download that. use that every single day to change, to reverse this type of thinking, the negative behavior, these positive affirmations, and start being conscious of these things. So hit that card, listen to those affirmations, and I will see you guys in the next one.
What is your own wonderful human imagination?